John F. Kennedy's assassin. The 35th President of the United States received 2 bullets, one in the throat and one in the head, by a Dallas police officer who was also a CIA operative, located behind the picket fence area in Dealey Plaza on November 22, 1963 at 12:30 p.m. The person, along with 2 other hitmen located in the Texas School Book Depository and Dal-Tex building, had motives, opportunity, and means to assassinate John F. Kennedy. For his work that day, he received at least $100,000. The professional hitman grew up in Arkansas believing in football, God, and country, just a few hundred miles from where the current Klu Klux Klan headquarters is located. His education was provided by people that had intelligence slightly above the cows and pigs they were feeding. In his simple mind was embedded not to question authority and to do what was told and defend the USA against the pending communist conspiracy. At 21 years old, he married a girl that was 15 and entered the Marines soon after, where he encountered Lee Harvey Oswald working on a CIA secretive overseas base. Months before the assassination, both Oswald and the assassin moved to the same neighborhood located in Dallas, Texas. The assassin joined the Dallas police force while Oswald got a job on the Texas School Book Depository. The assassin bought a modest house for his wife and 2 children. The assassin had an affair before and affairs after the assassination. The assassin and his family's standard of living would dramatically change after the assassination of his modest income. The CIA instructed Oswald to buy a mail-order rifle. The assassin and Oswald met at the shooting range a couple of months before Kennedy's visit. The assassin fired his 7.65 German Mauser and Oswald his 6.5 Italian Mannlicher Canero, with assassin's shot hitting their mark while Oswald was rationalizing that his gun sight needed adjusting. The assassin agreed to adjust it and took it home. He never returned it to Oswald. The assassin's wife was with him that day and recalls meeting Oswald. A few weeks later, the assassin's wife met Oswald in a grocery store near where they both lived and went home that night and told her husband. The assassin angrily told his wife never to mention Oswald's name again. A few weeks before the assassination, the assassin's wife worked for Jack Ruby in his strip club and overheard Ruby discussing the Kennedy assassination with her husband. Neither the assassin nor his wife slept very well the night before the assassination. The assassin kept tossing and turning, and finally his wife asked how he could go through with it. The assassin indicated that it's like war. The president is a national security threat. If I don't do it, we'll be in a nuclear war very soon. His wife responded that Kennedy has 2 children, just like you, but his response was, matters were taken out of our hands a long time ago. The assassin's wife cried herself to sleep. On November 22, 1963, at 12:30 p.m., the assassin in his police uniform and his 7.65 German Mauser was behind the picket fence in Dealey Plaza with a spotter. The assassin's first shot hit Kennedy in the throat. Seconds later, he aimed a little higher and fired the fatal shot that hit Kennedy in the right side of the head. Smoke from his rifle was lifted away towards the motorcade by a 15-mile-an-hour southwest wind. Numerous people saw and smelled the smoke. The Warren Commission turned a blind eye. Mary Moorman's Polaroid of the instant Kennedy was shot in the head shows a fuzzy background in the picket fence area, which appears to show the assassin and his badge. The assassin's rifle, 7.65 German Mauser, was the same type used by his accomplice located on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. Initially, 5 Dallas police officers indicated that was the rifle used in the school book depository and had 7.65 Mauser written on the gun barrel. That night, the assassin went home and told his wife that the dirty deed needed to be done. The next day, they prepared for one of their children's birthday party with Jack Ruby in attendance for dinner. The assassin's wife overheard Ruby indicating that he was going to kill Oswald the next day. The assassin's job with Dallas police lasted for 2 years. He had several other low-paying jobs and made several unexplained trips to New Orleans, where the CIA and Mafia were located until his questionable death in 1971. However, that did not prevent him from buying a larger house in a nice neighborhood, a new car, a cabin on a lake, donating $10,000 to his church, and new toys for his children. The assassin in 1971 indicated he had enough and wanted to break ties with the CIA and Mafia. A couple of months later, a bomb exploded under his desk, burning him to death, but before he died, he told his pastor that it was not an accident. The assassin poured his heart out before he passed, indicating he had sinned against God, his country, and especially against his wife. He indicated he had taken human life on foreign soil and here at home. There is more to this story, but the above should be sufficient to indicate beyond a reasonable doubt that there was someone other than Oswald who killed the president. United States history should accordingly be corrected.